Let's turn things over to the broadcast booth. The pregame show starts now.
All right, welcome. We're live here at Gymkhana Stadium. We're getting ready for this matchup here between the Dakota Fusion, who are 0-4 on the season. And in the dark blue jerseys today, it'll be the Salvo SC Soccer Club. Looks like we need to rearrange that logo a little bit there. Apologize for that. They have 2 wins, no losses, and 2 draws this season. We'll turn it over to our PA announcer here in just a moment as we'll go through the starting lineups. And in that moment, while we have a moment, we'll go ahead and fix that logo there for Salvo SC because it's only fair. All right, welcome back here to the Dakota Fusion YouTube channel, also on 11 Sports and FIFA Plus, wherever you are watching from. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We are looking forward to this broadcast here between the 2-0-2 Salvo SC Soccer Club taking on the 0-4 Dakota Fusion Football Club. And the Salvo SC has not had any trouble scoring goals this year against their opponents. They have done a pretty good job taking care of their opponents. Their first draw of 2 on the season was to open it up in a 1-1 draw with Sioux Falls City FC, and then they would bounce off the draw with a 2-0 win over St. Croix Soccer Club, and then another draw with one of the better teams in the WPSL on the women's side, the Minnesota Thunder, a 1-1 tie, and then they would stomp all over Joy AC by the final score of 6-0. And then that brings them. They had a match against Maplebrook Fury 3 days ago. I'm not sure if that was played. I don't have a score reported on it, so I believe they're 2-0-2. They might have another game in there, and that brings them into today's game against the Dakota Fusion. So that's a little recap of what Salvo SC brings to the table here in this matchup, and once again, we wish whichever team you're cheering for, we wish that team the best of luck here today on the Dakota Fusion YouTube channel. We're also live on Magnitude Sports. It's a busy day for us here at Magnitude Sports as we have a total of 5 broadcasts today. This is the first of 5. We have 4 baseball games coming up later this evening that will be broadcasting in addition to the soccer game. I am here today by myself, so... All right, and we're underway. Got my rosters in front of me. I'll do the best I can to keep track of everybody. So once again, Salvo SC is kind of in the dark navy blue with orange numerals trimmed in white. Dakota Fusion in their white fused with a yellow flare kind of on the side with black numbers. And it's the first time I've seen these particular jerseys for the women's Dakota Fusion team. And they kind of look just plain white from way up here. But when you get down on the field, they do have a yellow flair to them, and they look really good, actually. I like them a lot. So once again, your starting goalies, I don't know if we had the audio on for the starting lineup, and I apologize for that if that was the case. But we'll go over those here for you. And starting in net for the Dakota Fusion is Carter Quinn. And that's her in the yellow jersey tending the goal there. And that one's up and over and in. And it is 1-0 here for Salvo SC as they strike quickly. Scoring the goal is, I believe that's Harper. Yes, it is. Now that I get a good look at her jersey number, it is indeed Harper. So 1-0. As they score in the second minute of play. Scoring the goal for Salvo SC in the second minute, number 34, Kyla Harper. Once again, I'm here by myself, so whenever I got to go on the PA announcer, I'll have to zoom out. That way you don't miss any of the action, but otherwise we'll do a good job here. So once again, Carter Quinn, the starting goalie for the Dakota Fusion, and over on the other side, it's Peyton Cahill in the net for Salvo SC. So a throw-in, excuse me, here for the Dakota Fusion. And that will come in to the near sideline there, and it's Fusion will control it. They'll drop it right back onto the foot of Morgan Batchelor, who's wearing number 23. And now the goal scorer, Harper, trying to go after it there on the defense, and it looks like Salvo SC will indeed touch up on it, push out of bounds for a Fusion throw-in on the far side as we entered the 4th minute of play here. So come on to the foot of Hawkinson here. And now she'll quickly tap it up there for Fred Cove. That's CJ Fred Cove. And now Fred Cove will continue to control it, but then she'll watch it go out of bounds. And it'll be another Dakota Fusion throw-in here. I want to come all the way back here to Call-Hill. Call-Hill will put it back up. Fusion will touch up on it. They'll get it onto the foot there of Hallie Thompson. So pretty much a battle at midfield here between these two right now. And now Salvo will control it as it rolls onto the foot of Fred Cove. Fred Cove will tap it up there for Hawkinson. And now offsides is the call. I believe that was Easthog, Madison Easthog, number 6, who was offside there for Salvo SC. So the Fusion will give the ball up, and not in the best spot there. Is picking it up with Sophia Bowman, and that shot put a little bit wide left here in the 6th minute of play at Jim Gata Stadium here in Moorhead. So Quinn will set it up here for a kick. She can usually boot it down to about 40 yards or so. And that's where it would have landed had Salvo not touched up on it. So Hawkinson will touch up on it here and try and control it. She'll send it up, and it'll be deflected right back in her direction as she tried to get it up to the goal scorer, Harper. It is a little bit windy. This is the windiest Dakota Fusion game we've had all season between the men and the women. And you might be able to hear that wind on our field mics too. I'm going to quickly write down the goal here, 2nd minute. That way I don't forget it later in our recap. Yeah, so the Fusion still looking for their first win of the season. They do get a little bit better and better with each game that they play here. But they certainly got a tough opponent here. Salvo SC in last week's WPSL Power Rankings were in the top 25. The only other team from the conference. Now I'm drawing a blank on who that other team was. But there was 2 teams from the Northern Conference here, that the same conference that the Salvo and Dakota Fusion are in, who are in the top 25 power rankings for the WPSL last week, and that's out of all the WPSL teams in the nation. So that's pretty impressive. I will say that for sure. Quinn Carter will come out, scoop that one up, as we're seconds away from entering the 9th minute of play here at Jim Gata Stadium. 1-0 on a goal by Kyla Harper in the 2nd minute. They struck early and they struck quick. And now they're looking to make a move again. And it's going to be Harper again. She puts a shot on and she scores. Puts a goal into the back of the net. That's 2 goals for Harper. 1 in the 2nd minute and now 1 in the 9th minute. So not only does Salvo not have problems scoring goals, it looks like Kaya Harper doesn't have problems scoring goals either. So the 2nd and the 9th minute here. And that makes it a 2-0 lead here for Salvo SC. Nicely defended, but Salvo touches up it here and near the top of the box. They'll put it outside onto the foot of Hawkinson. Hawkinson will pop it out here for Fred Grove. And now it's booted out of bounds here, and that will stop the threat at least momentarily. Scoring the goal for Salvo SC in the 9th minute, her 2nd of the game, number 34, Kaya Harper. I was going to make that announcement earlier here, but it looked like Salvo SC had the opportunity to take a 3-0 lead, so I didn't want to make an announcement just in case they were scoring while I made the announcement. I try to keep all that in mind here. I feel like it may distract the players, and if I was the reason why something didn't go the way it should have, I would have felt really bad. Nice cross and a header back into the back of the net. Excellent cross, and this time the goal goes to number 28. That's Caitlin Bellokey. Nice centering pass and just got it perfectly set up there for Bellokey to head it into the back of the net, and it's 3-0 now here in favor of Salvo SC. And that goal comes in the 11th minute, I do believe. And now my pen doesn't want to write. Oh, here we go. This one will write. So goals in the 2nd, 9th, and 11th minute here for Salvo SC, and they quickly take a 3-0 lead here at Jim Gada Stadium over the home team Dakota Fusion. And that one will find its way out of bounds, and that'll be a throw-in here for the Dakota Fusion. Scoring the goal for Salvo SC in the 11th minute, number 28, Caitlin Bellokey. And Carter, will swallow that one up as they went to strike again here. Out of bounds here is tossing it in for the Fusion. It'll be Morgan Batchelor. It'll be touched up there by McKenna Bishop. Now advanced upfield. Here's an opportunity, and then the shot is blocked. Nice job defensively there for Salvo SC, as it was Blake Curley who was trying to put it past the Salvo SC goalie, Peyton Cowhill. But Salvo SC said not this time. That was the best chance of the game so far here for the Fusion. It came in the late stages of the 13th minute of play. Once again, if you're just tuning in, I am here by myself today, so I'm doing the best I can. So another throw in here for the, I think it's for the Fusion. Bachelor take the throw in. And I'll go right back out of bounds. I think this is a Salvo throw in now, and it is. Yep. Or no, they're going to say it's a Fusion throw in. So racing after it, there's Olivia Watson for the Fusion. She'll battle for the ball, but not be able to win that battle here. Salvo SC, she lost her footing, and that allowed the ball to go out of bounds, and that gives the Fusion a throw in and an opportunity to potentially set something up here to dig out of the 3-0 hole that they're in right now. We'll see. Caden Sharp, she normally wears number 15 for the, and she is wearing that today for the Fusion. She's the only Fusion player to score a goal this year for the ladies Fusion team. So once again, look for number 15, Caden Sharp. When she gets the ball, she might be able to put something together for the Fusion. I'm not saying that the other players can't, but I'm just saying that she's the one who's been able to get it done so far. Nice pass to Hawkinson. Hawkinson with a centering pass, and that one's deflected away there by a Fusion defender as they'll clear it away. So just shy of midfield, Salvo SC will get a throw in here. Looks like Fred Crove will throw it in. And Fred Crove will get it right back. And if she can get there, she could possibly have a 2-on-1 opportunity here. I'm not sure if that was deflected or came off her foot wrong, or maybe a little bit of both, but it goes all the way back to the Salvo SC goalie. Fusion had a 2-on-1 opportunity there just sitting in front of them. They weren't able to put it together. Wow, that wind is very strong. I'll have to look up on my phone what the potential wind speed is right now. But keep that in mind too. The wind could affect the travel path of that ball on a turf field. And she was just onside, and she's able to keep it, but then nice defense there by the Fusion's number 17. That's Emily Larson. Emily Larson used to wear number 10. I think it's just a one-game change on the number, not 100% sure, but she's 17 today. So if I struggle to remember that, it's because I'm used to her wearing number 10. That one's out of bounds, and that'll be, I think, a Salvo throw-in. And Fred Crove will make the toss. She'll get it into that's Harper, who has 2 goals, 2 of the 3 goals for Salvo SC, and Harper just tried to center it, but it was deflected out there defensively by Morgan Batchelor. And now we have our first corner kick of the game here. It comes in the 18th minute. So it appears that Fred Crove will take the corner kick. Send that one in. Fusion will clear it to the far sideline, and a nice clear there by Hallie Thompson. Shot was blocked. So a blocked shot for each team. And now making the initial touch was Watson. And now getting by the defender, and now Watson will get it back. And they have a 3-on-2 situation here. And Watson gets pushed off the ball from behind, and the Salvo defense will get it back to their goalie, Cahill. Cahill will boot it away. And she cannot quite catch up to it there. That was Hawkinson that the pass was intended for, and it just a little bit in front of her. Out of bounds for another Fusion throw in here. I think what we're going to do is just turn this microphone down just a hair. That way those wind gusts aren't super distracting. I don't know if they're distracting to you at home, but they're distracting to me in my headset. So here's Hawkinson with it again. She'll tap it inside and get the ball right back, but once again a little bit in front of her and out of bounds for a Fusion throw-in. Here in the 20th minute, it's 3-0 on 2 goals by Kaya Harper in the 2nd and 9th minute. And then 2 minutes later, Caitlin Bellokey would get the 11th minute goal to make it 3-0. And that's where we sit currently here in this contest between Salvo SC and the Dakota Fusion. And can she get a hat trick? No, she'll center it back in, at least not at this point in time. She'll take the shot. And that one's lifted up, and it was deflected, and it'll go, I think, to the left side of the flag. Nope, it's going to be a throw-in. And we'll have some substitutions here for the Fusion. Checking in our number 6 and number 15. And that is Michaela Barnick, number 6, and Caden Sharp, number 15. So the throw-in from the far side. So Caden Sharp, the lone goal scorer of the season for the Fusion, is now on the field. Once again, she's wearing number 15, so you can keep your eyes on her to see what she might be, what kind of a spark she might be able to provide here for the Fusion offense. So Fredko will toss it in here, and it's intercepted immediately by the Fusion. Then a couple taps later, taken back by Salvo SC. And now here's Harper. Harper with a centering pass. They'll look for a shot from the top of the goal. It's off her hands and off the crossbar, and the follow-up is into the back of the net. And it is 4-0 now in favor of Salvo SC. I did not see the jersey number on who got that goal. Feel free to chime in on the YouTube chat if you know who scored that goal, so I can announce it, but and write it down. But I know it happened in the 22nd minute. I can tell you that much. So I'm going to write that part down at least. Okay, so I got that written down, and hopefully find out sooner than later. It was a nice save by Quinn Carter. It came off her hands off the top of the crossbar and dropped right in front of the goal scorer, and it was an easy tap in for Salvo SC to make it 4-0. And here's another shot inside and another goal. And it is 5-0 now. And I'm pretty sure she potentially scored that last goal, that 4th goal, too. So number 3, that is Meredith Hawkinson. I thought it was number 9 who scored the 4th goal, but I'm not going to say that for sure. So it comes in the 23rd minute for Hawkinson. So goals in the 22nd and the 23rd minute, and it's 5-0 Salvo SC. I have nothing in the chat yet, so I still don't know who scored that fourth goal for Salvo SC. If a Salvo fan is watching, they can help me out. That'd be appreciated. Like I said, I am here by myself today, so. Scoring the 5th goal of the game for Salvo SC in the 23rd minute, number 3, Meredith Hawkinson. And that one's tapped out of bounds there defensively by McKenna Strand. Harper with it at the moment. That shot is off the crossbar, and a follow-up shot is a little bit high and wide. So another great chance there for Salvo SC. The most goals Salvo has scored this season in a game is 6, and they have a outstanding opportunity to up that mark here in this game, as they've already got 5 in the first 26 minutes of play. Well, 5 in the first 23 if you want to be specific about it. Yeah, the Fusion had a push early in the first half here, but now most of the, I think that's offsides. Yeah, I saw the flag go up right as the camera came off the official. But yeah, it's been mostly play at this end of the field here. If I don't find out before then, I'll find out at halftime who scored that 4th goal, and then I'll update you here. All right, the Fusion down at this end now, trying to set something up, and quickly. My hand slipped on the camera there, my apologies. Quickly, Salvo SC says, that's enough of that. They get it back down to this end of the field here, and it'll be dropped back by McKenna Strand to Quinn Carter. Quinn Carter will push it back out here. Out of bounds and throw in for Salvo SC. And here's Caden Sharp. We were talking about her earlier. Sharp will dump it off there for Blake Hurley, and Hurley will watch it go over the end line. We'll have a corner kick here for the Dakota Fusion. So they'll have an opportunity from the far side to try and set something up here on a corner kick. And it looks like Olivia Watson will go out to take that corner kick now. Sent in. And it will be into the back of the net. It is scored by Mason Kimball, and the Fusion are on the board. Kind of a similar situation with that fourth goal scored by Salvo SC. So it's 5-1 now, so it will not be a shutout, but it will. We'll see if the Fusion can build off that. That one coming in the 28th minute. Scoring the goal for your Dakota Fusion in the 28th minute, number 26, Mason Kimball. So now Mason Kimball and Caden Sharp have the lone 2 goals of the season here for the Fusion. And that is Blake Hurley, who's had about 3 opportunities for a potential break at the net, but hasn't been able to get a shot on it on any of those breaks yet. Centering pass, and the Fusion will just put it right back over to the near sideline, and that'll be a throw in here for Salvo SC. Number 21, Lauren Hodney, a midfielder, is into the lineup now for Salvo. Or, I didn't see her sneak in as a sub, but she wasn't listed as a starter, so I'm assuming she came in at some point and I just missed it. And some nice defense there by McKenna Strand. It'll be a corner kick here for Salvo SC in the 32nd minute of play. Number 30 is Loretta Wasik. And she is into the game now, too, for Salvo SC. Nice curving centering pass there. Goes a little bit further than maybe she wanted it to, and it'll be deflected out to the far side. Have a free kick here for the Fusion. 6 goals, probably have at least 4 minutes of stoppage time with 6 goals, but just making a guess at this moment. That one's a little bit too far for Kaya Harper. That is Sophia Bowman. She's the one I think scored the 4th goal, but I haven't been able to confirm it. And now Harper, centering pass. Gets around the defender, puts the left foot on it, and a nice stop defensively there. I believe that was Hallie Thompson who backed up her goalie on that one. And now here's Caden Sharp. Puts it in, and Hurley puts it a little bit to the left, and coming out to touch up on it there was Peyton Cowhill, the goalie for Salvo SC. So they scored Salvo scored goals in the 2nd, 9th, 11th, 22nd, and 23rd minutes, if you're just tuning in. So they've scored 2 goals in 2 minutes in the 9 and 11 minute span, and 2 goals in 1 minute in the 22nd, 23rd minute span. And then that first goal by Kyla Harper back in the early on in the match here in the 2nd minute. And no contact. I think Quinn Harper was looking, or Quinn Carter, excuse me, was looking for a whistle, but she's not going to get one. If that would have been made inside the goal box, she may have gotten a whistle, but centering pass there from Wasik, and somehow that got deflected back out. It was a nice attempt there by Wasik to get the centering pass. The idea was right there, but her teammates, along with the Dakota Fusion defense, had other ideas at that moment. So Harper in the corner here trying to work a centering pass, and she'll drop it back. Nice footwork there to get around the defender. Now the Fusion will deflect it, but Salvo SC right there to touch up on it again. And here's an opportunity, and that one's in the back of the net. And it's 6-1, the 6th goal scored by Madison Ishag, who happens to wear number 6. And that one comes in the, I believe, the 27th minute. Is that where we're at? I'm sorry, the 37th minute. 6-1 now in favor of Salvo SC. We're still in the first half. Feels like a hockey game almost. I'm trying to recall from memory the last time I did a broadcast of a soccer game that had 7 goals in the first half. I can recall a couple that had 7 in the entire game, but I have a feeling that 6-1's not going to be your final score. I just get that feeling. And there's another goal, and it's 7-1, and I predicted the future correctly there, as getting the goal this time here for Salvo SC is Loretta Wasik. I lost her in the camera there, but sorry about that. Like I said, I'm trying to do a million things here. Scoring goal 6 in the 37th minute was number 6, Madison Esau. And scoring goal 7 in the 38th minute was number 30, Loretto Wassick. All right, so defensively, Salvo SC will set up here. Well, if you had a new scoreboard operator, they would be trained in by now on on how to put the goals up for the home and visiting teams. So, and I say that with a little bit of comical sarcasm because we actually do have a new scoreboard operator today. Before we went on air, I was like, this is the stop button for the clock. You only stop it in a water break or at halftime. And if the Fusion score, you hit here. If Salvo scores, you hit here. And, well, I'm pretty sure that if she was questioning my instructions, she's been proven, it's been proven now that there was nothing to question. And another goal on a nice cross pass there. Slipped it past Quinn Carter. And then putting it into the back of the net for her. The hat trick here is Kyla Harper. And it's 8-1 in favor of Salvo SC. Scoring the goal in the 41st minute, her third of the game, number 34, Kaya Harper. But I will say this, our new scoreboard operator is doing a lot better than I was the last couple games. It's just one less thing off my plate of things I have to do here, so. I might have to come up with a new way. I'm running out of space to write down all these goals. Normally you don't see this many goals in a soccer game. Doesn't matter if it's men's or women's. But Salvo SC is just absolutely dominating as they get a 9th goal here in the first half. And that is that number 9? So we've had number 6 score the 6th goal, and we have number 9 scoring the 9th goal, and possibly the 4th goal if Sophia Bowman gets that one in the 43rd minute. Scoring the goal in the 43rd minute, number 9, Sophia Bowman. Can they get the 10 goals and a half? I'm sure they can, but I mean this is just impressive. Like, impressive might be an understatement. And I think the Fusion right now are just like, okay, let's try and get through this. They have nothing to lose right now, so they might as well play their hardest. And not that they haven't been playing their hardest, but and just see what they can do, because it doesn't look like they're going to come away with a victory today. And I know we still have a whole half of soccer to go, but yeah, I don't think I have to say anything more to prove my point. And that one is saved on a hop there by Peyton Callhill. I have to look at the roster every time it goes to the Salvo goalie, because play has not been on that side of the field too frequently. So the challenge at halftime in the recap, if I had a color guy, he'd probably ask me, how do the Fusion get back into this one? So that's the challenge that I have to try and figure out a solution for and come up with a plausible explanation of how that might be possible. Salvo SC, there's a reason why they're in the top 25 of power rankings in the WPSL. I mentioned that earlier. And that's the end of the first half. They decided to not go with much. What's the word I'm looking for? Okay, let's see here. We'll just go here. And so Salvo SC up 9-1 at halftime here at Jim Gotta Stadium, and we'll be back in a moment. I'll go find out who scored goal number 4, and we'll give you an update here momentarily. All right, welcome back as we get ready to go in the second half here now. 9-1. Getting the fourth goal was Caitlin Bieloki in the 22nd minute. That was the one goal I missed, but I got 9 of the 10 on the first try, so that's pretty impressive. And I think I can finally start my clock because our clock was a little bit ahead, so we'll get it caught up to the correct time. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom out and manually fix that because apparently it was running through halftime and it didn't stop. So my apologies for that. So once again, Salvo SC moving from right to left here in the second half. See if I remember how to manually fix it here. So we are currently in the 47th minute, about to enter the 48th minute here. A free kick coming up here. Okay, well, that's not quite what I was looking for, but if we do that long enough, it'll eventually catch back up. I'm going to get it fixed. Please bear with me, and I appreciate your patience. Will roll out of bounds, and there'll be no opportunity for the Fusion to see here. Where did I find that at? All right, let's see here. We just entered the 50th minute, so I'm going to put 50 in here. And in about 60 seconds, we'll get our clock rolling again here. So. Test, okay. So we're about 30 seconds away from starting our clock, and then it'll be on again. All right, the time on your screen there is the actual time which matches up with what's on the outfield scoreboard there. So, once again, thank you for your patience on that. As last year, we had a clock that would start over at 60 minutes, and then I was digging to try to find a 90-minute clock, and this is the first time I've had an issue with it, so I had to figure out on the fly how to fix it, and I figured it out. So... And if it ever happens again, I can do it much quicker now that I know what I'm doing. So, but that's the downfall of being here by yourself and doing everything by yourself. And I'm not necessarily complaining. I will say that personally, it's frustrating, but that's the last time I'm going to use that word in this broadcast, because I really enjoy coming to these games. Win or lose for the Fusion. right, so I was busy writing it down so I could organize it. And that took the whole halftime to organize the 10 goals and who scored and when and all that good stuff. So I do have them in chronological order. We can review them here since I didn't get to review them at halftime. So Kaya Harper made it 1-0 in the second minute. 7 minutes later, she would score again to make it 2-0 for her second goal of the game in the 9th minute. 2 minutes after that, Caitlin Belloki would make it 3-0 in the 11th minute. And then 11 minutes later, Belloki would score again to make it 4-0 in the 22nd minute. And then 1 minute later, in the 23rd minute, Meredith Hawkinson scored to make it 5-0. Of course, that fourth goal by Belloki was on a rebound attempt off a shot that had hit the crossbar. After it was saved by Quinn Carter off her hands, she popped it into the crossbar, dropped right down in front of Belloki, and it was an easy tap-in for goal number 4. And then once again, Hawkinson scored probably less than 60 seconds later, but it did cross over into the next minute of play to make it 5-0. And then the Fusion would get on the board with a similar type of goal that Belloki had to make it 4-0, as Mason Kimball would get a rebound opportunity and put it right into the back of the net. She didn't really have to try too hard. She was right there in the right place at the right time. Let's put it that way. And that made it 5-1. And that pass was a little bit too soon. And what I mean by too soon was her teammate was offside in front of that final defender. And had she been right in line with that defender when the pass was made, she would have been onside, and it possibly could be 9-2 here. So after Mason Kimball scored in the 28th minute to make it 5-1, we would move on 9 minutes later in the 37th minute. Madison Ishag would make it 6-1. And less than 60 seconds later in the 38th minute, Loretta Wasik would make it 7-1. And then the 41st minute, Kaya Harper would make it 8-1, and that'd be her hat trick goal in the first half. And then 2 minutes later, in the 43rd minute, Sophia Bowman would score to make it 9-1. So number 9 for Salvo scored the 9th goal in the first half for Salvo. And also, coincidentally, Madison Ishag, who scored the 6th goal for Salvo, is number 6. I don't think any other jersey numbers match up with the particular goal scored, if that makes sense. Looks like we have an injured player down here for Salvo. Hopefully it's nothing serious. As we just enter the 56th minute of play. Slow to get up, but getting up and getting an applause there is Emily Heslin for Salvo SC. So once again, hopefully it's nothing too critical for Emily. Looks like she's staying on the field. They did have somebody stretching out. Looks like potentially to go in and take her place if needed. And that is into the back of the net for the 10th goal of the game. And that is Loretta Wasik with her 2nd goal of the game. And it's 10-1 coming in the 57th minute. No, that actually came in the 55th minute. Salvo in the 55th minute. Number 30, Loretta Wasick, her second of the game. Well, there's tons of film here to look at because even though it's a one-sided affair here for Salvo SC, the Fusion can look back at this tape and say, okay, here's how we could have prevented goal 7 or goal 8, you know, and they can look at it and learn, and that one sneaks into the back of the net off the near post, and it's 11-1, and their scoring threat continues here as they continue to put the goals into the back of the net.
Well, the good thing is by the time you guys, it was well into it.
That was Sophia Bowman's second goal of the game. She scored back in the 43rd minute, and this one comes in the 57th minute. Sophia scored the final goal of the first half. And then the Fusion can also go back and look at this tape and look at moments like just about in the last 10 seconds here where they could have got a centering pass to a player who had a wide open shot on goal. It could very easily be 11-3 right now if the Fusion would have capitalized on a couple of opportunities. So I was saying before halftime, what's the bright spot that I can find? That's right now, I think that's the best bright spot I can find is it could be 11-3 right now. And I don't think Salvo fans would disagree with me on that. Okay, I'm gonna make the PA announcement here, so I'm gonna wait and see if next time the ball goes out of bounds, I'll make the PA announcement. That one's headed wide left, and scoring the goal for Salvo in the 57th minute, her second of the game, Sophia Bowman. That's Bowman, and now she'll get the ball back out to the near side and out of bounds, and that will be a throw-in for the Fusion. Now want to be scooped up there by Carter. So Salvo had this pattern of scoring 2 goals in a minute or 2 goals in 2 minutes. And then it would be 9 to 10 to 11 minutes, and then they would score another pair of goals in 1 to 2 minutes apart. And that trend is continuing because they scored in the 43rd minute. We had about a minute, maybe 2 minutes max of stoppage time. It wasn't much. I think maybe even 1 minute. And So from the 43rd minute, it would be about 12 minutes later here in the 55th minute, and then they score again in the 57th minute. So once again, their scoring trend seems to continue, and another one booted into the back of the net there by Salvo SC. That one comes in the 63rd minute. And it's 12-1? Yeah. I had to double check the scoreboard out there to do sure. I think it was Ella Conger who scored the goal, but I'm not sure. We'll have some substitutions here for Salvo. Coming into the game is number 3, Meredith Hawkinson, and also number 28, and that is Caitlin Bellokey. So Hawkinson with 1 goal this game, Bellokey with 2 goals this game, and they check back into the lineup. I have a feeling I'll get a text message later saying, what kind of playlist did you play in the pregame? And then I'll say, yeah, it included these songs. And then they'll be like, don't ever play that again. They're sharp, and the pass was intercepted immediately. Now it's onto the foot of Bellokey, and now Bellokey will push it up, and a couple touches later, it'll go past the Fusion defense all the way back to Quinn Carter. One thing I can say is don't let the final score of this one fool you here on the talent level of either of these teams. We know that Salvo SC is good. And then we know that the Dakota Fusion are getting better. Today's just been an off day for them. Now it was just a couple years ago where the men's Dakota Fusion team I think had 1 win the entire season, if I remember correctly, and now last time I checked the standings, the men's team was ranked 2nd in the conference. So the women will get there too. Men have just gotten there a little bit quicker here for a somewhat newer franchise. So we enter the 68th minute of play. It's 12-1. Goals in the second half by Loretta Wasik to make it 10-1. Sophia Bowman 11-1. The 63rd minute goal, I have yet to identify the player who scored that one. It just, you know, Salvo SC just sees every passing lane, and like every pass they make, it connects with the foot of a teammate, and that's just very impressive from what I've seen here for Salvo SC today. And that kind of play can take any team far into a season and even a postseason. Here's an opportunity for Caden Sharp. She'll drop it back, and it's immediately intercepted there by Salvo SC, and that's been the story of the day here for the Fusion opportunities. So in the 70th minute here, Salvo SC will get a corner kick.
Just via text. Text me. Say, hey, sorry, I was on the other line. I just want to make sure you're
Sent in. And now from the top of the box here, it's Beloki, I believe, number 6. Yeah, no, Ishag, excuse me. Looked at my roster, and that one is offside. Offside. So just about another 20 minutes to go here in this one. No mercy rule that I'm aware of. A free kick here for Salvo. As we reach almost 3:30 here local time. Looks like substitutions for both teams. Coming in for Salvo is Emily Heslin, and coming in for the Dakota Fusion is Keely Johnston. And Quinn Carter comes out and gets her hands on that one. And a nice job there by Quinn Carter to prevent that next goal from happening. Quinn Carter's actually been a really solid goalkeeper for the Fusion this season. Like I said earlier, don't let the 12-1 score fool you here. It's just been a really off day for the Dakota Fusion. Blake Curley has the ball pushed off her foot. Salvo SC is controlling it. And now they get the pass connected right to the foot of a teammate. And there's another one right to the foot of a teammate. And there's another one. And it just keeps going like that. And that's the reason why Salvo is just simply taking control of this match. Every player is aware where their teammates are at, and they find the seams between the defenders to get those passes from foot to foot to foot. And now Carter's the only one stopping that one from being at a 13-1 game. As Quinn Carter will roll it out to the far sideline here, and the Fusion will once again make an attempt to bring it upfield. Here's Blake Hurley, and now Hurley, right as she touches on it, has it taken away and maybe tripped up. Can't quite see who that is on the far end there. And a couple more substitutions coming in here for Salvo is number 9, Sophia Bowman, who has a couple of goals in this game. And then I believe it was Loretta Wasik who came in, and she also has a couple goals in this game. Kaya Harper is the only one with 3 goals. Caitlin Bellicky has 2. Loretta Wasik has 2. Sophia Bowman has 2. Can one of those 3 possibly get a hat trick and have 2 players get a hat trick in the same game? That is one thing that I can say for sure I've never seen happen at any level of soccer that I have been in attendance for. Sharp will dump it back to Batchelor, and Batchelor gets plowed over there, but no whistle. Play will continue. And I am not saying that to say that there was a foul there. I'm just saying that there was no whistle.
I just remember that. My feel back.
And maybe the sloppiest play of the game, and there's a nice pass, and can they cash in on it? Another block shot. They had one exactly like that, and now that one's up, and it's punched over the crossbar. It was a great chance and a great kick there off the foot of Caden Sharp, and it's punched up over the crossbar for a Fusion corner kick. And the Fusion fans really hoping to see that one go into the net. You could kind of hear that through our field mics there. And that shot is on net, but a nice diving save as, what's her name again? Calhill dives to the left, or dives to her right, excuse me, to make that save.
But they say to me in this special place.
I have a number for the battered women's shelter.
The Fusion just have to shake this one off. And they'll have to come back in their next game and just try and shake this one off and play better. And it's not that they've been playing poorly, it's just that Salvo's been playing excellently. So we have another corner kick here. So it'll come from the near corner here. That one's sent up, and it's off the football upright. And that will result in a goal kick. It'll be out of bounds. And now coming in for the Fusion here is Michaela Barnick, number 6. I was moving some papers around there, and that's the reason for me not moving the camera. My apologies. Luckily, you didn't miss anything, though, in that particular instance. But Salvo is teaching every soccer team, every soccer player watching this right now, the perfection, how to perfect the skill of passing the ball is the words I'm looking for here, because I've already mentioned it a couple times here, and if you just, I don't even have to talk about it, just watch the feet of the players when they pass the ball and just how they find the, I mean, the ball is only so big, so as long as the space between defenders is that same size or larger, you can get passed through. In theory, anyway. We have another substitution for the Fusion here. Coming in is number 17, Emily Larson. Quinn Carter will spin around and corral that one as we enter the 80th minute of play here. So about 10 more minutes to this one here. Last time we had a goal was back in the 63rd minute. And an opportunity here. Carter will corral that one. As Salvo forward there did not have really a lot of room to work around the Fusion defender there. It was kind of like a carousel almost. And if you don't jump off, you're going to continue to go in circles. So. You take away the first half, and it's 3-0 right now in favor of Salvo. That's the kind of soccer game that we're used to here. It's kind of a 3-0, 3-1, 4-1, 5-2 type deal. 1-1-0 or even like a 2-2, 1-1 type game. But, yeah, every now and then in the wide world of sports, you get something unique. And this is definitely one of those unique games. Did a baseball game last night. They went 3 hours and 25 minutes into the 10th inning. And it was the second longest game in the history of our station here over at Magnitude Sports. Once again, we're simulcasting this on both Magnitude Sports and the Dakota Fusion YouTube channel, as well as on 11 Sports. So you tune into any one of those three, you get the exact same identical broadcast. And if you're interested in what some of our other broadcasts, you can go to our website at magnitudesn.com. Check out the upcoming broadcast schedule. Of course, the Dakota Fusion and Salvo have their schedules on their website, as well as the WPSL website. You can find that at WPSLsoccer.com. Make sure you put in the word soccer after WPSL, otherwise you'll get something else. I found that out by mistake last week here. I put in WPSL.com, and it was some company, I think, with a blue and white color scheme that I'd never heard of before. Corner kick comes in across the face of the goal. Salvo will touch up on it here in the near corner, and there's another perfect pass. And even when they chip the ball up, and offsides is the call, but even, despite the offside there, even when they chipped the ball up, it landed right at her foot. And the easiest way to get it to a teammate's foot is to keep the pass rolling on the ground, to be honest with you, but to see them put it up in the air and do the same thing is even more impressive. Coming in for the Fusion here is Jace Herman, number 12. So she's out on the field playing now here in the 84th minute. There's another example of a pass in the air. And there's another nice pass through the crease and into the back of the net. And it's 13-1. That goal coming in the 85th minute there, and it's scored by that young lady right there. And that is number 13. That is Ella Conger. And I believe that might be her second goal of the game. I think she scored in the 63rd minute. I know for sure she scored here in the 85th minute. And I forgot to add the goal here, so we'll do that. My apologies. I wrote it down before I put it up on our scoreboard. We'll see if the Fusion can get one more in here. There's an opportunity. And no, it'll be booted away there by the Salvo defense. Salvo showing no mercy here, even though if they did let that goal go in, they would still win the game. They're showing no mercy, and that's how you should play the game of soccer. No sympathy here for opponents. And that doesn't matter which two teams are playing. So right there, they control it right in front of the end line, and now just looking for an opportunity for a possible centering pass, and when it's not there, they drop it back and reset. And there you go, and then that one's going to curve, and it's... Did that one go in? I think it did. And it's Conger again, and then she might have a hat trick in the 85th and 63rd, 85th, and 87th minute. And it's 14-1. Scoring goals for Salvo in the 63rd, 85th, and 87th minute. Number 13, Ella Conger. So Ella Conger along with Kaya Harper both have hat tricks in this game, and that would be the first time in my lifetime that I've broadcasted a soccer game where 2 players scored a hat trick. Harper getting her hat trick in the first half. She had her hat trick by the 41st minute. And now Conger has her hat trick. It's the 63 to 87. That's 24. So it took 24 minutes of play, approximately, give or take about 30 seconds, for Ella Conger to get her hat trick. Conger has it again. Five goals here in the second half, 9 in the first half for Salvo. And that one nearly into the back of the net too, but it got deflected wide over the left side of over the crossbar to the left side of the net, is what I was trying to say. As we get down to the final few seconds here, we'll have I don't know. We only had a minute of stoppage time in the first half, so I'm guessing we won't have too many stoppage time minutes here in the second half either. We'll go with 2. And then, oh no, they're not even going to go with 2. They're going to go with about 2 seconds of stoppage time, and that'll be your final score. Your final score in this one, the Salvo SC Soccer Club 14 and the Dakota Fusion 1. Once again, to recap the goals here for you, as the Salvo will improve to 3-0-2 on the season. And the Dakota Fusion will drop to 0-5 on the season now. And like I said, this is a game that they're just going to have to shake off. But it's also a game that they can watch again and learn some things. And believe it or not, it's very possible that this could be our highest watched soccer game ever. Because every team that is going to be playing Salvo SC in the future is going to see the score, come back and watch this one and see how Salvo did it. It's not preparation for playing against the Fusion, it's preparation for playing against Salvo. And then they're just going to come back to this and they're going to watch it and they're going to be like, how did they do that? And once again, like I've mentioned on a couple of occasions, it's come down to the passing. I mean, their passing was like 98% on point, like the entire game. I think there was only maybe a couple sloppy plays the entire game here for Salvo SC. And getting the lone goal for the Dakota Fusion back in the 28th minute to make it 5-1 at that point was Mason Kimball. But going back and recapping the goals here, it was Kaya Harper in the 2nd minute to make it 1-0. Kaya Harper in the 9th minute to make it 2-0. Caitlin Bellicky in the 11th minute to make it 3-0. Caitlin Bellicky in the 22nd minute to make it 4-0. Meredith Hawkinson in the 23rd minute to make it 5-0. And then Mason Kimball would score for the Fusion to make it 5-1 in the 28th minute. And then in the 37th minute, Madison Ishag would make it 6-1. In the 38th minute, Loretta Wasik would make it 7-1. In the 41st minute, Kaya Harper would get her hat trick to make it 8-1. And then 2 minutes later, in the 43rd minute, Sophia Bowman would score to make it 9-1, and that would end up being your halftime score. It took, let's see here. It took exactly 10 minutes for Salvo to get the scoring again, get going again in the second half, when Loretta Wasik would score in the 55th minute to make it 10-1. In the 2 minutes later, in the 57th minute, Sophia Bowman would score her second of the game to make it 11-1. And then it was the Ella Conger show after that. 63rd minute, 85th minute, and 87th minute. It was Ella, and Ella to make it 12, 13, and 14-1. Ella Conger getting a true hat trick, if that's a thing in soccer like it is in hockey, because a true hat trick is 3 goals in a row with no goals from teammates in between. And Kaya Harper getting I think they actually call it a natural hat trick and not a true hat trick. But whatever it's called, she got it. It's one of those two. And then Kaya Harper with the normal hat trick. She had the first 2 goals of the game. 5 of her teammates would score, and then she'd score her hat trick. So once again, Kaya Harper, 2nd minute, 9th minute, and 41st minute for her hat trick, and Ella Conger in the 63rd, 85th, and 87th minute for her hat trick. If you missed any of that, the good thing is that this is available on demand, and you can rewind about 2 minutes and listen to me say that all again and try and write it all down if you want to write it all down. Or you can go to the WPSL website and look at the match recap, and they should have it there as well. Hopefully I got them all right. I'm pretty sure I did. I know when I went down to talk to the officials at halftime that the 9 goals in the first half are correct. I know that goals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and now it's been confirmed that all 5 of the goals in the second half are correct as well. So, yeah, that's your final score in this one, 14-1. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this broadcast here. We are back, I believe, next week. Let me take a look at my schedule here. So that will be, so the next time we'll have Dakota Fusion Soccer for you here is in about a week from now, when we see the men once again. They'll take on Sioux Falls Thunder. The Dakota Fusion men defeated Sioux Falls Thunder down in Sioux Falls by the score of 1-0. I think it was 1-0. It was either 1-0 or 2-1. But what I know for sure is that it was a 1-goal victory for the Fusion in that matchup. So Sioux Falls will come to Jim Gotta Stadium here on June 24th and try and get revenge on the Fusion. And then we will see the Dakota Fusion women one more time this season as well on July 25th, the very next day. So the men play at 7 o'clock Saturday night, and the women play at 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, as the Dakota Fusion will take on the number 1 team in the conference and one of the top 10 teams in the league, the Minnesota Thunder Academy, and we'll see how they fare. And like I said, this game versus Salvo, they can go back and look at the tape and be like, okay, so Minnesota Thunder are a lot like Salvo. They're a very good team. How can we prevent this type of an outcome from happening against the Minnesota Thunder Academy? That's kind of what the tape session is going to be about here for the Dakota Fusion. So that will wrap it up. Once again, your final score here, 14-1. Goals in the 2nd, 9th, 11th, 22nd, 23rd, 37th, 38th, 41st, 43rd, 55th, 57th, 63rd, 85th, and 87th minute for Salvo SC, and a goal in the 28th minute by Mason Kimball. And at that point, it was 5-1, and when the Fusion got onto the board. And they just need to shake it off and bounce back from this one. It's as simple as that. All right, you have a great evening, and we'll talk to you again soon here on Magnitude Sports.
is an exclusive presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network. Subscribe, click the bell, and visit magnitudesn.com for a schedule of our upcoming broadcasts.